it's Kylie Bertucci, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia here with you. How is everyone today? How has your week been? I hope you're all well and everything's been going good. I woke up this morning and I'm like, oh, I think I'm getting sick. I really feel like I'm going to get something, but I'm going to be very good to myself today. I did start trying to be good this week. So it could actually be just a withdrawal from sugar. These things do happen. So I'm like, please just be a withdrawal from sugar. I'm going to make sure that we're live and everyone's happy and I can see all your comments because I love seeing all your comments and all your thumbs up. It's very cool. So if I go over here, yes, okay, I think I can see it now. There it is. Make sure the sound's off. Don't want to hear myself in double. Oh, already got a thumbs up. Thank you, whoever put that up. Hi, Anita. Hello, Joanne. Hi, Nita. Thank you, Andre. Hope you're feeling okay. When I feel bad, I think of you and then I feel really good. Because you're struggling with all sorts of health issues. It puts things in perspective, I must say. So guess what we're doing today? We're doing a bit of Love It, Chop It. We're going to chop some paper together today because I know that with the new catalogue coming, that means that there's more paper coming and we're going to get really scared about chopping our paper because it's so beautiful. It's just so gorgeous. Look at all this beautifulness. There's so much beautiful paper here. So we're going to do some like hardcore Love It, Chop It, and I'll show you exactly how easy it is to set yourself up for lots and lots of card making because there's no point buying paper if we're not going to use it. If you are a scrapbooker and if you prefer to do like 3D projects and things like that, then I have some, yes, hashtag Love It, Chop It. Then I have some tips for you. Oh, Andre, I feel for you. But yes, this is the best like idea that I've come up with to help me to use my paper. And one day I decided, you know what? I'm going to share this idea because if it's helped me, surely it's going to help someone else. And yes, it has helped others. Thousands of other people. In fact, there's paper that I honestly think Stampin' Up! Has designed based on the Love It, Chop It theory. I'm so excited about that. So I'm going to show you that one as well because I think it'd be so cool if Stampin' Up! Did more of them. And the other request I have with Stampin' Up! Is if they just made the paper like 1/2 centimetre bigger, which I think for inches peeps is like not even 1/2 inch, maybe 1/4 inch bigger. Because if they did it 1/4 inch bigger, then we could have a full card front here in Australia. For our lovely US peeps, you are able to get a full card front from the paper because of the sizing. But in Australia, we're short by this much, like tiny, tiny little bit. So that's why I always have a frame around my Love It, Chop It. Yes, it's very exciting, Holly. I'll show you exactly which one. In fact, let's do that one first because it is the hero of our brand new catalogue. So in case you haven't noticed, this brand new catalogue is coming in less than a month now, but Stampin' Up! Demonstrators can order from it now. So we're all very excited because we're demonstrators. We get a whole month early. However, if you want to get your hands on the items in this catalogue, you can add it to your starter kit now. I know, amazing. And I also want to let you know that all of those that have ordered with me or requested a catalogue, they're on the way. Well, yes, that Stampin' Up! Said probably early to mid-December they will be posting. So hopefully you will be getting that very soon. Someone also mentioned the 6x6 papers and the cutter. Yes, that's another thing to keep in mind. The only way to get our brand new cutter that's coming is in the new Celebration catalogue. You will receive that. And there's a little mini guillotine in the Celebration brochure. Now, there's only 2 ways to get that little mini guillotine. One is to join up and get it now, pre-order it. The second one is to join up and get it free in January. Now, those 2 options, straight away you'd be thinking, I'll just wait till January and get it free. However, do remember that if you join now, then you get the discounts now. So you might think you're saving, but in reality, you may as well just join now. Does that sound right? Because then you can get 20% off so many things. You still get Celebration items. Yeah, it's so worth it. So either way is good. Whatever works for you, I'm happy with. If you want to stay as a customer, sure, I'll keep you 20%. I mean, I'd rather you have it, but sure, I'll keep it. That's what I said to my customer, Charlene, the other day. She's like, I've been thinking for a long time whether to join or not. I really don't think I want to join. And I'm like, if you don't want to join, all good, but I'll keep you 20%. I like keeping your money. No, I don't really. I feel really bad. I feel really guilty. That's why I keep telling everyone, just join already. Especially when I see, there was one of my lovely, lovely customers, Lorraine, this morning, who put in like a $400 and something order. And I'm like, Lorraine, please join. Just make sure you join, because you just you'd get so much extra. I mean, we wouldn't get it cheaper, but you'd get so much extra. Yes. Hello, Donna Gray. Good to see you. So it's interesting. Luann asked a good question. Do we know if the mini cutter is self-sharpening? I know people who've had that mini cutter a long time, because Stampin' Up! Had it years ago, and it's still going. Yeah, my demonstrator friend Carolina, she loves that trimmer, that cutter, and hers is still going. And it's not like she doesn't chop with it. She uses it every time she makes a card, and she makes a lot of cards. So it's a really cool little trimmer, and it looks very similar. Hello, Jeanette. Hello, Catherine. Hello from Orlando, Terry. It's so cool. So it is actually a really cool little mini guillotine, and you're going to want to get your hands on it. And the only way to get your hands on it is to join. You must relent and join. So the choice is to join now, or to join when there's the special, when you can get, the special is you get the paper, the trim, little mini cutter, and a stamp set of your choice for free. So that's probably, I think that the trimmer's about $46 in Australia, and your choice of stamp set, say you get a stamp set, you want to get a good value one, so maybe you'll get one that's around $50, because that's good value. So you're looking at about $96. But if you place an order of, say, $600 in December, if you don't think you're spending $600 in December, wait till January to join. But if you're spending like $600 in December, just join already, because you'll save that money. Does that make sense? If not, just wait until the special comes out, because it's going to be epic and amazing. Yeah, we love specials. I'm getting ready to craft. Can you see my light's gone on? It's like I'm a dentist. So I am going to show you some cute cards. You probably saw one of them this week. This one here. Super adorable, using new products, of course. And that is from My Heart Suite. The gorgeous heartfelt stamp set, and those beautiful paper doilies, heart paper doilies. So absolutely gorgeous. And I thought of it afterwards, actually, to add an additional embellishment, which I should have done, but these would have been absolutely perfect. Our little, what are they called? I'll get the exact name. Look at me. It's the From My Heart Faceted Gems. So they are super cute, and I think that they would just add an additional layer of awesomeness to this card. So feel free to add some gems to it as well, because I tried it and it looked really cute. I'll show you when I turn the camera around, just how cute it looks. So I am going to put the view in full screen and just have like a little picture in picture. So let's do that, because I don't want to cover, we're going to be doing lots of chopping, so I don't want to cover it too much. And I think that's all good. We want that. Oops, no. Okay. Hopefully that works out okay. Yes, good. So, choppy chop, chop time. You didn't want that sweet. Oh, it's so pretty. So let me show you. That's a good reminder for me. So I thought I'll just add, and you probably need tweezers for these because they're a little bit finicky, but there's big ones and there's small ones. So I thought if you just add that, and then there's these clear ones that still have got so much bling to them. They're so cool. But I thought even one of them. So you either do like 3, 5, 7. So you could do it like that, where you have 3. Or if you wanted to go for 7, you would do something like this. Sorry, I'm in 5. That was 3. I think 7 might be a bit overkill. So you might do something like up there. Yeah. So you sort of try and keep them in little bunches, or you could even do like down here and have it like that. So pretty. I like it better like that. To my eye, it's more pleasing. You could just play around until your eye goes, yes, I'm happy with that. And then you know you're in the right place. So they are the gorgeous little gems that go with that. And I just embossed on the doilies and raised them up with dimensionals. So that's on my blog, this one here. And look at the inside. Oh, another little doily. So cool, isn't it? Yes, super cute. Now, what we're going to be doing today, firstly, I'm going to show you the Love It Chop It just on its own. We won't make a card out of it, but I just want to show you this beautiful paper with the poppies. I'll get the exact name in a moment. There it is. This is all the paper from the new catalogue. So this is our Poppies paper. Good. Now, the actual name, I won't show you the catalogue just yet, but it's interesting having the catalogue landscape. I'm trying to get used to that. It's very different. Okay, Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. So looking at this, now if you have my card templates, that's going to help you a lot with this. If not, that's all fine, but the card templates help you with your measurements and they help you to get the most out of your paper. So I have my card templates here for my region. So these are my card templates here. And these just give me an idea, and I've layered them into different colors so that I can see exactly what color layer, and then of course it has the measurements on the other side. I'm not showing them because I don't want to confuse you. They're different in every size and every country. Yes, there's 3 different types of sizings that we use in the world, so that's why sometimes if you go to make a card and you can't work out why it's not working, it's probably because you're using the wrong size in your country. Now, some of these don't necessarily go layer to layer. Some people will be like, what am I meant to do with this one? What am I meant to do with this one? But some of them are just standalone ones. They don't necessarily layer perfectly with these ones. Like this one here is perfect when you're doing cutting a piece of 6 by 6. So that is an actual 6x6 cardstock there. And by cutting it like this, then you have two different sizes from 6x6 paper, one front and one strip, if you wanted to use your paper like that. Some people are like, how do I cut the 6x6? That's how you do it. So your Poppy Parade is your best friend when it comes to Love It, Chop It. That is the ultimate go-to for me. However, I do want to show you this beautiful card that isn't even on my blog yet. Are you ready to die? It's so beautiful. Yes, I know. Stunning. So what I've done here, and what's different with this one, is I've just cut down the paper a little bit more. So I grabbed my templates and I went, what sizing do I want for this paper? No. I think it was maybe it was the mango. Yeah, that was the background. So I had this and this one. So they became, oh, not that one. There seems to be another one. Oh, there it is. I'm like, where did the other one go? Where did my granny go? That's the one. And I think this is the other one. The daffodil, yes. So those two there is what I used for this layering. And then my regular card base, which is the Gorgeous Grape size. So those three created this card. And it's just a really great way of being able to work out your measurements simply, easily. I knew straight away I wanted to use the beautiful new ribbon, so that was perfect for highlighting that. And then I've got the sentiment just below. Oh, good. I'm glad you all liked that. Yes. Oh, good. You love the templates, Joanne. That's good. So it just, yeah, it really helps. I mean, I could totally do this exact same card, but do it in the full size. But I think every now and then it's nice to have a little bit of space, because I really wanted to highlight the sentiment and the ribbon. And so you can totally cut them down. But once what I always do is I always cut it down to this size first. And then if I want to go to this size, I can do that. And I can use the strip. You ready for it? Nothing gets wasted. There's the leftover strip that I cut down. I put that on the inside. So it's really cool. Yeah. It's so true, Andre. He even mats his 3D items with the Poppy Parade. Ah, I love it. Even with your 3D items. That's brilliant. But if you really want to, I'm glad you brought up the 3D items. If you want to, you could just cut them in half, your 12 by 12 paper. That's another idea. And then here's another prototype here using the beautiful Parisian paper. So you can see that this is the slightly smaller than the Poppy Parade size. I've done this one, no, even smaller than that. I think it's Flirty Flamingo size, yes. So I did Flirty Flamingo size, and then I really wanted that champagne foil to pop out. So I've used the Poppy Parade and then the base. And that was the prototype for this card here, because I really wanted that champagne to stand out. I've got my beautiful Eiffel Tower that I've just sponged a little bit in an early espresso. And then I've got my champagne diamantes there to go with my champagne amore. Is it amore? I always forget. I know it's something to do with love. It always is when you look at Paris. Yes, the templates definitely make things easy, but it's good with Love It, Chop It. So we're just going to, if you want to, and obviously we've got my brand new trimmer happening here. If you are lacking confidence in doing Love It, Chop It, I'm happy to sit here with you and do some Love It, Chop It. So get your trimmer out and chop with me. Whether you're watching the replay or you're here live, it's just really, really good to do some chopping. As soon as you get your paper, especially if you find it that you're putting it straight on the shelf, my little theory is if you don't take that paper off the 12 by 12, it's going to be hoarded. it's going to stay in that cupboard and have no purpose, and we don't want that. We want our paper to have purpose. So this one here is the one that I wanted to highlight that I feel Stampin' Up! Has really utilized for our Love It, Chop It principle. I'm really excited about that. Even if they didn't, I'm so excited about this really amazing mistake or fluke if they haven't done it. So someone's asked, Carol's asked, have I done it for a portrait card? All I just need to change is just the size of the base if you want to do portrait, Carol. And all that would change is instead of cutting it widthways, you'd cut it lengthways. That's the only difference to making a portrait card. And a lot of my cards I make this way mainly because I'm doing photography, and that is why I do them this way, because I can sort of highlight what's happening on the inside when I take the photo. But in general, I would probably always do a card that, because I have people that I give my cards to and they're like, why is it not opening the way I expect it to? So it is a little bit confusing for people who receive my portrait cards, but it is just a photography thing. That's why I do it. So that's why I haven't got, but I will add that. That might be a template I can add. I can say landscape. And this is perfect also if you want to go this way. It's perfect for that, landscape. But yeah, a lot of my cards, I think most people are used to opening a card like this. Does that make sense? But I will do something lengthways as well, just so you know exactly how to cut it. But really, it genuinely is just cutting your cardstock in half. So just lengthways rather than widthways. Yeah. So it's nice and simple. So let's do some chopping. So this one here is the exciting one that I feel is an ode to Love It, Chop It. And I really hope Stampin' Up! Do more papers like this. So if you like it, then definitely give Stampin' Up! A big thumbs up about this. Now this paper I think is best to just chop at the 6-inch mark. And what's really exciting about our new trimmer is that it slots right to the 6-inch mark. You can put it up against the base there and it's like ready to go, which is super exciting. Now what I'll do, I don't normally do the 6x6, but what I want to do is I want to have some white space, and I'm going to cut our card from this bottom section here. So when you get your template, you'll find your Poppy Parade size, and that's about there. And then I'm going to cut that. So that's whatever size, whatever way you want it to show the image. And clearly this is set up for portrait cards because of the way that the image is layered. So you want to cut that first cut on the wrong way. So you're looking at it the wrong way. Then we're now going to cut it the way that we're going to use it for our cards. So we just chop along there. And there. And we've even got a little piece left over if we want to decorate the inside of our card with that, we can. So as you can see, nothing is going to get wasted. And I absolutely love the fact that Stampin' Up! Have done paper like this. It's very exciting. I really hope that they do more images that are based on us cutting our paper this way for card making. Because it's just awesome. Like I can just stick that down, and how amazing does that look? I love the white space. Yeah, it's very, very exciting. So I'll do the other side as well. So again, you cut the largest cut first. And that piece you can use like totally at the bottom. Nothing has to be wasted, which I think is our biggest fear with cutting our designer series paper. It's like, how do I cut it to get the most out of it and not waste anything? So because I was so scared about wasting paper, I'd end up not using it at all. And ultimately that's wasting paper. If it doesn't get used, if it's sitting on your bench, well, that's being wasted. And we don't want waste. So it's a contradiction. There we go. From one sheet of paper, we now have 6 beautiful card fronts, and they are just going to look so amazing and so gorgeous. In fact, I'll show you how easy it is now to layer this. So we've got, what are the two colors in here that are a standout? We've got Blackberry Bliss. We've also got Poppy Parade Rich Razzleberry. I think this one's Rich Razzleberry. So we'll go with Rich Razzleberry and the Poppy Parade layer and just see what they look like with those two. And you'll see just how easy it is to put together. So Poppy Parade is here and Rich Razzleberry is the other one. Let's grab some of that. So who was the lovely person that asked about portrait? Carol. Okay, so Carol, this is the difference. So when you get your cardstock, if you want your card to be portrait, then you just cut it this size in half. Work out what half of your paper is landscape. There we go. Boom, there's two card fronts. You should always be able to get two card fronts, or two card bases, sorry, I should say, out of one sheet of your paper in your country. If you're not getting one or two card bases, then you're cutting it wrong, because you want to get the most out of it. So the same with the other way, you're cutting it in half, and that will now do the other version, which is still portrait, but it's just a different way of opening the card. So that's two pieces, and every single person in whatever country you're in should be able to do two from one sheet of cardstock. And if you get my card templates, you will make sure that you do that. You won't be wasting anything, because there's nothing worse than having leftover cardstock that isn't being used. That's not good either. We don't want to waste things. We want to get the most out of it. Now, bone folder. Of course, it's my dirtiest one. I did order just two more the other day, so I can have have some neater bone folders for my videos. But you all love that I keep it real. This is a real used bone folder. My bone folders get used around here. Used and abused. So I'll show you the difference between those two. I never used to be a believer in the bone folder, but I tell you what, if I see one of Bruno's cards and it's not used with the bone folder, I know instantly it doesn't want to sit right, it doesn't want to photograph right, the fold isn't happy. So you can see here, I've just cut that one lengthways, so it opens like that, and the other one I've cut widthways, and so it opens like that. And this is literally what we're going to do. We are going to get our beautiful piece of designer series paper, and we are going to stick it down just like that, with nothing else, no other layers. You totally could, if you wanted to, add another layer behind, but we don't need to. It's such a beautiful paper. We're just going to stick it straight down. And if you have a piece of paper that is beautiful on the other side and you're crying about gluing it down, just buy another pack. Buy one pack for the front and one pack for the back. Choose your favorites. And you can see this theory of using a pack of paper and cutting it down full size like this will give you 72 cards from one pack of designer series paper. And then that means you can send 72 pieces of joy and love around the world. Isn't that cool? We all want to be part of that. And so what I've done here, and it was totally not intentional, it was completely an accident because I was talking anyway, but you can see that the piece that I've chosen here has more of the Poppy Parade flowers in it than the other one. See, that has more of the Rich Razzleberry ones. And so then all we're going to do is just add a little sentiment at the base here. And it could be something small that you use your little, it's not the classic label punch. That's a perfect one. because it's got like a little strip. But you could even do a full strip across and do embossing with one of the other colors with the Poppy Parade base. Like there's so many different ways that you could do it. And even here you can see I've used just this sentiment here, and I cut it out myself by hand. It's not perfect, but that's fine. And you could put it at the base here. So it just opens up a lot of ideas for you. And as you can see, it's super quick and easy to make your cards, because you've got, this is perfect for beginner stamping, because the only stamping that they're going to do is just the sentiment. And they can see this beautiful paper. It puts together a number of cards very quickly. And don't stress out too much about whether the paper's going to be the same for everyone, because with our paper, everyone has like paper that they love more than other paper. And it's basically, I used to do first in, first come, help yourself to what's here. But then the one sheet of paper is going to make 6 cards anyway. So that's usually classes they usually have around 6 people. So you're going to have enough for everyone to have the same piece of paper each. If you do a class of 6, then easy. Everyone gets the same sheet. But we do have they're testing out the bulk packs. And I'm not sure how it's selling, because they started it off with demonstrators only first, and it would have been good, I think, to offer it to customers, because that's probably the people that want it the most. I mean, demonstrators do as well for our classes and things, but they did a bulk pack and only had 2 different styles of patterns, which was a really cool idea, and I hope that it's done well. Look at that. So just in that small amount of time, all I have to do now, and what I could do in fact, is just leave these as they are, and then as things come up, so you might have a friend that goes, oh my goodness, can you please do me a thank you card? And you're like, are you for real? Do you understand how long it takes me to make a card? And you just like, oh, can you whip me up a thank you card? Well, now you can actually say, sure, I'll have it ready. In fact, stay right here. Stamp a thank you and put it straight onto your card. Hello, Jess. Good to see you. Yes, makes such an easy card. And it's just so simple, because then you actually can say to people, sure, yeah, just wait here. I'll do it in a minute. In fact, you can stamp the sentiment yourself. Get them into card making and be like, have you ever stamped a sentiment? Good, now's the time. Stamp your own sentiment. And then they'll be like, yeah, I made this card. Yeah, I stamped the sentiment. They'll be really proud of their work. So even for some people that do markets and things like that, you could actually have people make their own cards right then and there. And all they need to do is glue down some paper and add the sentiment. And it's just beautiful. Like, look at that. And aren't we grateful to Stampin' Up for doing the Love It Chop It sheet? I call this the Love It Chop It sheet. It's perfect for Love It Chop It. So you can see how simple that is. But I do want to cut down some of the Parisian paper with you, because I think that's one of those sets that is going to be the hardest to cut, because it's just so beautiful. It's so stunning and elegant. So let's do some chopping of this beautiful paper. As you can see, I've started because I did these ones here. So I did 2 sheets, well, just half a sheet, in fact. I cut it in half. So if you are one of those people that loves 3D, what you can do is just leave these 6-inch sizes, and that's great for 3D projects. I've found that that's big enough for most of the projects that I've seen. Even those beautiful bags, I'm pretty sure that new, actually, I'll have a look. That beautiful bag. I'll grab them all out. Oh, it's probably one of the bigger ones. Where are you all? I just labelled them all too, which is good. No, there's only 2 there that are bigger ones. So it must be in here. Oh, there it is, all dressed up. I put my little labels on, just so it's easy to find. I've just got to make sure I put it in alphabetical order though. But yeah, as you can see here, this is the handbag. So you're going to be cutting 2 of them. So that's perfect on the 6x6. In fact, if you lift it up a little bit, then you're going to have this nice strip at the bottom here that you can use for other things. So that's probably my best option, is if you're a bit scared you're going to use it for something else later, then just cut it in half, the 6 inch by 6 inch, and then when you're ready, I've got a bag that I put them in for the 6 inch by 6 inch, and then, oh sorry, the 6 by 12. And then when I'm ready to chop, whether it's for card fronts, then I know exactly what sizing to do it, or I can just leave it as is for my 3D. So that's that idea for you, just to help you pick the right option. Oh, how cute is that? I love this one here. We could actually do really cool sentiments with that, and then just rejig it, like cut part of it and then come back over here and cut the other part of it to what width we want. That's very cool. I didn't know that there was 2 parts. I haven't opened that one yet. There's so many new goodies to play with. It's very exciting. And the ta-da! People struggle with that, but it is actually quite easy. Just think of an ice cream scoop, like create a little scoop and then put it down. So let's do some chopping. I'll do it this way because that was very unco before, and you'll still get the idea. So I'm going to keep this one. I think I'm going to make one of those beautiful bags out of that. So I'm going to keep that one and do that a bit later. That might be my video, because we've got the tutorial bundle tonight. So that might be my blog hop for tonight. Watch this space. I've got ideas. See what happens when you get the designer series paper out. You start getting ideas. It's like, ooh, I know what I'm doing with that one. And so I'm using the Poppy Parade layer for this. This is the Poppy Parade size. So if you have my card templates, you'll know exactly what size this is in your country. So that is gorgeous, and that is the, like even that side is beautiful. Yeah, you definitely need two packs of this one. Yeah, I give you permission. Oh, that's so nice, Dogs Gone Wild. So let's do this one. Now, the way that you view it is the way it's going to, yeah, so it's fine either way with this one. I have no preference. So I'm going to go straight in and cut it at the, I'm not going to do 6x6 with this one. I'm going to cut this into card size, and I'm going to have another pack for my 3D projects if I want to do 3D. This is all going to be card fronts, and just keep all of those other pieces because they're perfect for the inside of your cards. So looking at this one here, actually, interestingly enough, I didn't think that there was a wrong and right side, but I'll just show you here. That's why it's good to eyeball your paper. So this to me is looking much more, oh yeah, there we go, there's writing on here, so look out for that one. So this has now become a landscape card because of the direction of the writing. But if we want the next one, so that can be 3 landscape ones. Well, I'm going to have more landscape here as well. So 6 landscape. And then I'll show you how to do the other piece, portrait. So yeah, whatever the first cut is the opposite of what it turns out. And I'll show you what I mean. So that's those, they'll all be landscape, which is fine. So see how the writing is this way, so I'm viewing it this way, so I need to turn it. And that is my first cut. And that will ensure that it's the way I want it to be when I cut the next size. So when I turn it, ta-da, the writing is the right way. Makes sense? So the first cut is the opposite to what you want. Isn't this new trimmer just amazing? Like, I have been cutting so much paper, and I have to say it is so much, but I was, yeah, a little wary. I'm like, I don't want to talk it up too much because the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in how it goes in the long term, but I have done a lot of cutting and I have not had to change its blade yet. In fact, I haven't even flipped it, because what I do is I tend to go up and then I just flip the blade so that then I can continue going in the same direction but use the other side of the blade. I don't know where I got that awesome tip from, but it was very clever. So both of these look like they're fine. Or actually that one, if I want to go portrait, then I would need to go the opposite. So the other side, it actually doesn't matter which way I go. So just be really conscious. I think people are a bit worried they're going to cut it wrong. But just be really mindful that first cut that you've got the right size. I don't think I've actually ever cut it wrong, because I'm just mindful. I'm so aware of my paper, and I love my paper so much, and I don't want to ruin it. Then I'm just like, pay attention, Kylie. What size are you cutting it right now? Until eventually it just becomes... So yeah, either of those are good. And that's with the cherry cobbler. Beautiful. So I'm just going to go through, and all of this paper is going to be ready to go. And then I have a choice. I can actually use it this size and do a full, or like you saw on my other card, I could actually cut it down to a smaller size. Oh, I don't think I cut the other way. Yes, I did. Good. And we'll do that one again. Just check both sides for the pattern, just to make sure that if you do want to use the other side, that you've got the right direction. I'm more of a portrait girl, but like if it ends up landscape, I'm totally fine with that too. Like you saw on the last one, they'll be beautiful cards with the landscape style. Pamela, good question. Dad is going very well. In fact, I should have saved the video. He's just bought himself a scooter, and I don't know if he named it or my sister's named it, but his scooter, electric scooter, is called Sophia. So Sophia is, oh, thank you, Linda. Yes, all Poppy Parade size. This one, Masjenka, all Poppy Parade. I find it's just the best size, and then from there I can cut down. Yes, so Dad has an electric scooter. It looks very fancy, and he went to the shops for the first time on his own yesterday. My sister that lives on the Gold Coast is there with him at the moment, so that's really nice that he has company. And she's a nurse, so that sort of reassures us all that he's in good hands and he's being well looked after. So thank you for asking, and thank you for all of your cards. Like I think when he first came home, it was a bit of a shock, realizing, like he said, he had a lot of bruises all around his body because he kept falling and knocking things and learning, you know, what he can do. But he ended up going for a swim. They've got a pool at the house, so he had a swim, and yeah, it was great. I think he's feeling a little bit more independent now, which I think is the biggest thing when you go through something like this. Losing a leg, it's a big deal. So I'm sure he'll go through his ups and downs, but definitely all of your beautiful thoughts and cards, he has just, yeah, he's loved it. And I've got another big box here that I need to send to him, and I'll be doing a little video about it as well, because I want to show those cards, do a separate video on all of Dad's random act of kindness cards because it's just so beautiful. And what else do I have here that you haven't seen? This paper's really pretty. I won't do all of them because you've seen that one as well. I'll do them after, but I'll do this one. So if we want this to be portrait, then I'll do it the opposite way. But yes, thank you for asking. Yes. Hello, Patricia Granging. Looks like the Ontario, Canada is well represented. Yes. There is a lot of Ontario. I have to practice how to say that. I've known my Toronto. And I met some Canadian friends that just came over, and I said, how do Canadians spell Canada? C-A-N-A-D-A. And they looked at me like, yeah. And I'm like, A, isn't that how you spell it? A? And then they were like, of course. Because it's like Australians are now, hey, isn't it? Hey. We say hey, not A. We say hey. And we change everything to Tuesday, Wednesday. And there is, look at all this beautiful paper. Are you ready for it? And we've got some landscape here as well, but that's okay. I can turn it that way. So that's not even all of it. But look at the potential here for 72 cards. There's still a couple of sheets over here. I've left 4 sheets still. Can you believe it? Like, seriously, and look how much is here. Look how much we've just cut. Look at all these beautiful cards we're going to make. So pretty. And so what we can do, I'll just do a few of them here. Just so you can see. This one here I'm absolutely in love with. I want to do them. That's just gorgeous paper. Give me more of that. Yeah, that's that one. And what's another one that's a real standout? I love this one. We'll do the landscape one as well. And there's the portrait size. Yeah, that's what I love about the Love It, Chop It, is sometimes there can be paper that you're like, I'm not a fan of that. But then when you put it on the paper, you're like, oh, I really like that. Like this is Cherry Cobbler with the petal pink. I'll just show you the Cherry Cobbler with it. I didn't get any, that one there. Let's get a little bit of that. And then you put it on here and you're like, wowza. Oh, gorgeous. And it just changes the whole vibe of the paper. We might even try it with this one too, actually, because I wouldn't have picked that paper for that cardstock, but let's give it a whirl. Yeah, sometimes seeing it finished like that can be a game changer. I keep getting out of view. Soz lol. I might put myself on the other side actually, because that will be easier for me to, yes, that's the way to do it. I'm like, that's annoying being over there. Ah, that's better. Now I'm sitting on the seat properly. Now I can look up at you all. Hi. G'day there. Oh, British Columbia. Hey, Donna. Western Canada is represented. I'm going to move these to the side. So I think with this type of cut, I like to use the portrait. And then when I'm doing the landscape ones, I'll do the other fold, which is cutting widthways. But let's just glue this down and have a look. And of course, before you glue down, if you wanted to add something like this gorgeous ribbon or something like that. You just have to be mindful before you glue down so that you can have that prepared. But if you've already stuck it down, like what we did before with our other prototypes, you could easily just create, what I've seen people do is create like a little layer, so something like this, and stick it down and then do the ribbon over the top of that. So I'll get a scrap piece and I'll show you what I mean, so that you can put it on after the fact. I've got some cherry cobbler here. Yes, there's some cherry cobbler. It's got one little cut in it. That's why it's in the scrap bin. So we just do a little strip, and it could even be, you could even do it the size of the ribbon so that you don't even see the cardstock at all. But yeah, I don't mind showing a little bit of the cardstock. We'll test that out. So this is for adding ribbon to a card that you've already stuck down the paper. So where's our little prototype here? So you can see that one there. You're like, oh, that would have been really nice to have ribbon on that. And even something, because usually I tuck it in underneath. But then if you use this, say the rich raspberry or something like that, and I probably would do it the size of your paper, so a little bit smaller. And then you just use this to tuck in you glue it to this, tuck that over, and then glue that down. And then you've got ribbon, and it's neat, and it's hidden, and you've added it after the fact. And it adds this like extra little element. Does that make sense to everyone? So that then you can add it after the fact. So that is how you could do that. And same with this one. I mean, it doesn't suit that one. We wouldn't use that cardstock there. But you can see if you stuck them down, you just come in later and have this little strip and then do a little bow, and it's like it was always there. It was meant to be there. So that's why it's cool having this prototype, this base, and then you can adapt from here. And same with this layer, you saw that I had an idea to go smaller. And again, those strips that I cut down, they're not going to be wasted because they get used on the inside. So you can go that little bit smaller just to create more, and then add like a layer. I've got a layer here of Whisper White. So if you wanted to add with this one, you could add Whisper White or some Petal Pink. In fact, let's just have a look at that. So I've got some spare Petal Pink here. So I'll do it the exact same style as this one because it's so pretty. And we've got our layers here, the Granny and the Daffodil were the two layers I used for this. So I know straight away that that's my go-to prototype. And I can use some Whisper White. Here we go. I love just crafting on the fly. Isn't that fun? I love crafting with all of you. I'm like, yeah, let's just do this now. Let's just make this up as we go. But that's what Love It Chop It does. It seriously gets you, it gets your creative flow happening, and you just start going, oh, I could do this. And yeah, if you've lost your mojo, just start doing some Love It Chop It, and it will be back in no time. It will return with vengeance, which is kind of what we want, right? And then we've got the Granny Apple layer. I'm cutting it at the Granny Apple size. And there's our strip for the inside, so we're not going to waste that. That's going to be our little friend on the inside. And that can be used for another little fun thing later. So good. And so there we have those beautiful layers. So simple, but just by changing it up a little bit. I just want to make sure, what I've noticed with some of this cardstock, oh no, that's, yeah, no, that's good. Sometimes when you cut it in half, it's slightly out a little bit. So just check the second cut. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Seriously. amazing. So even that you could use to add your ribbon if you wanted to. You could do the other side and do a strip. So yeah, there's lots of ideas of what you can do. Even if there's like another layer that's, yeah. Anyway, I'm just like going on tangents now. Then we'll get our ribbon, because people keep asking me what can I do with my ribbon, and I love with one of the cards here, another idea for the ribbon is using it on the inside of your cards. So keep remembering that too, because it's a nice little addition. Try refreshing. Yeah, that's always the best way. Have you turned it off and on? Cut that. And I always like to attach my ribbon using the tear and tape. It's my go-to adhesive, but of course you can use whatever you're happy and comfortable with, but I just find it holds it in place better. But one thing I did notice with the tear and tape is you have to be careful how much you use on this card, because I didn't want it to lie, although I could just stick it flat, but I had this raised, and what was happening is where the tear and tape was, it was sticking to the base. So it was like one part was up, one part was stuck down. So I think I'll just stick it down like that, just to make life easy. And do I look at, see the Eiffel Tower is that way, but the writing is that way, so that's okay. We'll keep it that way. I think it looks okay. And then on the back, I just sort of get an eyeball. You can use your grid paper if you need to estimate where you want your ribbon to go. And then I usually just do one side and then come round. I'll show you in a moment. Pull that off. If you need to, you can use your picker tool to take off the backing. It's usually the most difficult part. So bring it round, and I just, again, you can just come down, don't stick it onto your grid paper, don't ask me how I know that, but you can just hover over the top of your grid paper until you can see that you are in a straight place. Don't stick it, because yeah. Done that, been there, done that. And then I'm just going to stick it directly. So beautiful. Who would have thought the cherry cobbler would be such a elegant, stunning looking color? It's just so pretty with that petal pink. Love it. Chop it. If you've got a bone folder, I don't sell my bone folders anymore. They just kept getting lost and it was all just too hard. So just look up Bow Easy maker in your country. I'm sure you'll be able to find one. I'm going to do a smaller one this time because you can gauge it. Maybe that one actually, because that one's a good size. Let's do that one. Yes, I had to say goodbye to the Bow Easy sales. But that's okay. It's been amazing. We move on to other things. It's a pretty cool little tool though. I have made sure I've got lots of spare ones for me. And then just cut that. My gauge is usually cutting it as if I'm cutting next to the bow. And that gives me the most precise cut then, because I'm just going directly up like that. And then I'm going to use the, I've got some of the, oh yeah, there they are, glue dots. In fact, on this one, is it still there? Yep. I might just go over to this side. Oh, so beautiful. See what you can do with Designer Series paper. And some people think, oh, it's like totally cheating. No, it's not. It is beautiful. Yeah, they kept getting lost. So I just couldn't afford to keep reposting them. I think there was something happening when I sent them in the US. But yeah, maybe one day. Maybe one day I'll sell them. But yeah, I got them from the States anyway, straight from Possabenda, and I was selling them at a loss. So I was actually paying people to buy them because I think, yeah, really to actually recoup my costs of postage and sending and time, I should have been selling them at about $15. I think I was selling them below 10 or something. I don't know. It was ridiculous. I was giving them away. And now I'm like, I don't have time to be doing this. I'm a very busy person. What am I doing? Giving away Boeasies. Okay, so I've got a piece of petal pink here. And I think I might do, let's have a look at some of the sentiments, because there's one there that I think would be perfect with this. Page 17 if you have the catalogue. Oh yes, there's also that one. Yes, let's do Forever Blossom, because that's also in this suite. Forever Blossom, thank you. Love alphabetical order. Thanks for forcing me, Bruno and Jessie. Look at that. And see, the blossoms are the same in here. And I think we'll do this one. I really like that. But even these are beautiful. So many beautiful ones. Even that little one there. Love. Love. But I'll do the You Do mean so much to me. I think that's really pretty. What a beautiful set. There's so many gorgeous stamp sets. If you don't have this one on your shopping list, you better get one. It's so funny. I've got so used to not adding the stickers on that I don't add them now. Although they are perfectly sticky and perfectly acceptable to add on. But I'm just so used to not having them. It's been so long now that I'm like, I'm not adding it. And some memento. There we go. Oh, beautiful. And I'm just going to snip it. I bought some new snips, which is very exciting. And so Jessie and I have kept our little case on so we know which ones are the new ones. And I'm just going to eyeball it. And it may not be right, and that's okay. I know, it's scary. People are like, OCD kicking in. Just like, it's all good. That looks fine. And I'll raise that one up. I'll move this ink out of the way before I end up putting it everywhere. Which I'll put on the lid. Move that over there. And I'll put that back because I'm learning to look after my things. Like Taylor says. This is why you shouldn't have nice things. This is why I can't have nice things. Alright, I won't sing, I promise. I'm covered in paper, so may not. Oh no, they're over here. Dimensionals case. Got my dimensionals. Here they are. I think I can use the bigger ones on this. There we go. And then we'll do the inside. Let's put one more, because we can. I've got to get to the Caribbean. I had to use as many dimensionals as I can. A fork. Yes, you can use a fork. I've seen people using that. Oh, just died. So beautiful. Same design, slightly different. And look at that. It looks like a different card. Oh, I'll get my head out of the way. So beautiful. Are you impressed? I am impressed. And I just made it. And that's how easy it is with the templates. Remember, it's the granny apple and the daffodil. They're your layers. And boom, people are asking me, how do I use more of my ribbon? Here you go. You're welcome. This is how you use more of your ribbon. And I'm not normally a girly girl. I don't normally go for ribbon, but I love this. I really, really like it. I think with this type of vintage card, it is perfecto. And we're going to have this strip down the side here. Yep, perfect. So just put a bit of glue. Tombow glue. The reason why I use my Tombow, in case you haven't seen my videos before, there is plenty of other glues, tape runners and all sorts of things, but I like the fact that I can go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle before it sets in place, because I'm not very good at lining things up. Bruno, on the other hand, is excellent at lining things up and gets it instantly, but even he likes the multi-purpose glue, I think. I think we've all just got used to using it in this house now. We used to be tape runner people. Oh, ta-da! Isn't that gorgeous? So you can see just how incredible it is to get your designer series paper and to love it, chop it. So now I can actually use these straight away if I want to, or I can create a one of the cases and put it in one of my cases and have it ready to go. You can get the, I haven't put the new cases up, but I will do some more of the cases for you so that you can use the cover, like this one here. Well, the Magnolia Lane is the one I was talking about, by the way, that you can get in bulk. So I did that one with the Magnolia Lane. Ah, where is it? There it is. Sitting here because I was using it. And these are actually the two designs in the bulk pack, so definitely go and have a look. I'm pretty sure that you can buy it as customers still. So these are the two gorgeous designs in that bulk pack, and they have the double side too, so super handy. We did some gorgeous Love It Chop It cards for on stage with this paper. And we still didn't even get to use it all. And I think we, between Jessie and I think we made 100 of them. And there was still some left over. So this is another version of Love It, Chop It, where you can do the partial. So we cut it in half, and then that meant it made more, even more cards. So by cutting it like this, then you're looking at about... if it was a normal pack of 12 by 12, it'd be like 144 you'd get with this style. But yeah, that strip might take a little bit away. So yeah, you'd be looking probably at least 130 cards by doing it like this. Gorgeous. So there you go. Love it, chop it. Hashtag love it, chop it. If you're going to use your paper, definitely use the hashtag. Because it's really handy having this beautiful paper on hand, ready to go to make absolutely gorgeous cards that you can still do stamping with, and you can still dress it up and make it look really, really elegant, or just keep it really simple like we did here with the Poppy paper, the Love It, Chop It paper. It's famous. Love It, Chop It is famous. Because look, they've done the design perfect for Love It, Chop It. So I'm very, very excited. Yes. You like that, Holly? I'm glad you liked that. So thank you all very, very much for being here. I hope you enjoyed my Love It, Chop It session today. So get happening with your brand new paper, even paper that you've had there for a while. Like, get it out. chop it up. Use some of your old stuff that you're not connected to in any way, or maybe even paper that you're like, nah, it's not doing anything for me. That's probably the best place to start, and just start chopping and get used to it. Oh, I'm so glad. I've turned Tesha. Is it Tesha? What's your name? Officially turned me into a Love It Chop It fan. Yes. Yeah, Love It Chop It is so simple, easy. Look, I know a lot of people do the one sheet wonder, but it used to actually make me confused and yeah, overwhelmed. I'd get really overwhelmed. I'm like, what if I got it wrong? I'd still have the same fears. Like I wanted to use it because I wanted to use my paper, but I ended up just even more scared, which put me off even more from using my paper. We need an easy, simple, you know, our lives and our brains are crazy enough with life. We don't need to be getting in our craft room and getting stressed out. I want crafting to be fun and free from math. Don't make me think about math. Don't make me think about measurements. Just easy, flowing, happy joy is what we want from our crafting. And we want to see us using, we want like basically to see us walk out of our stamp room and feel accomplished. I'll just do a photo. Do you like my earrings, by the way? I got given them from a friend and they go perfectly with my outfit today. Not so much with the cards, but but they're good. Love it. But yes, you want to walk away and imagine saying from your crafting, you were in your craft room for say an hour and you walked away and you have prepared 72 cards ready to go. All you need to do is just put the sentiment on when you're ready. Or you could do partially thank yous, partially, you know, congratulations, partially, like do a few sets of each and have them ready to go completely. It's so rewarding and you feel really satisfied in the work that you've done. And then the next level to think about is joining our Random Act of Kindness group and sending those beautiful cards around the world, because there's no point making all of these beautiful cards and not spreading love. And I'm telling you, it is so much fun sending love around the world. It is the best. You just will get such a buzz out of it. So definitely join our Random Act of Kindness group. I'll just pop up the link for you. Oh, pleasure. So the Random Act of Kindness group is there. Just make sure you answer the questions to make it easier for my admin girls. And if you're not in the Love It Chop It workshop, you can sign up here. And we have a group, a Facebook group. And the reason why I get you to sign up is, one, to keep out the bad guys and make sure that everyone in that group is legit. But also, so if I can send some information. So all of those that are signed up for Love It Chop It, I'm totally going to be sending them this video today so that they have the latest updates. They know what's happening with Love It Chop It. They can get some more inspiration. In fact, I'll probably put it in the group as well. So yeah, it's very exciting using this principle. And if you enjoy it, please let me know. Tag me in any of the projects that you make using Love It Chop It. And keep creating and sharing. Get those cards out to beautiful people around the world. We have a lot of people to build up and create positive experiences for them. I know I love it when we receive Random Act of Kindness. And thank you to all of you who have sent us cards this week. We will be doing private posts that are just for Random Act of Kindness because it's just getting crazy, which is an exciting problem to have. I love seeing people send cards around the world. So thank you so much, Sandy. That's so sweet. That's awesome. So have a wonderful week, have a crafty week, and have a good sending cards week. Make it a goal to at least send one card this week. That's my challenge for you. And I'd love to hear how many you end up sending. Feel free to message us, email. We're not too busy. We love to hear from you. We really do. Hugs to you all. Mwah! Bye, everyone. Happy crafting. Bye. Thanks for being here. You're awesome. You really are. You rock. Bye.